fellow traveler. It's good to have you here. Let the day settle down around you now, soft and heavy, the way a blanket settles once you stop fighting it. Breathe in, slow, and let it go. Tonight, the lantern is easing toward a small floating market at the edge of a quiet trade route, a place called Callis, known for exactly one thing. Nobody there is ever, under any circumstances, in a hurry. There is nowhere else to be tonight. There is nothing to solve. You can close your eyes now and come aboard. The hum is the first thing, same as always. Low, round, patient, rising up through the floor like the ship breathing in her sleep. Martha is folding tomorrow's charts into her satchel, humming something without noticing she's humming it. Chandler is at the little shelf by his bunk, where a small collection of glass bottles catches what light there is. Perfumes and oils and strange bottled airs, gathered from a dozen ports over the years. He lifts one, sniffs, sets it down, unsatisfied. Looking for something? Martha asks, not looking up. Just remembering what I don't have yet, he says, which is the kind of thing only Chandler would say, and the kind of thing Martha has stopped questioning after 26 years. Ember is draped over the back of a chair in the particular boneless way only cats manage, one paw twitching now and then, entirely uninvolved in either conversation. Callis by morning, Martha says. Chandler's whole face brightens. The market. The market. He puts the little bottles away, careful, each one wrapped first in a scrap of soft cloth. He always says he'll find something new there. He always does. Callis doesn't announce itself the way a station does. No bright signage, no loud approach beacons. It simply appears, gradually, the way a good thing often does. A loose cluster of old trade barges, lashed and linked together over generations, until they became something closer to a floating town than a fleet. Strung between them, threading every gap and railing, hundreds of small paper lanterns, and beneath each one, a tiny brass chime swaying. The lantern eases into a berth between two much older, much more colorful ships. And the moment her hatch opens, the sound comes in ahead of them, soft, scattered. dozens of them, all slightly out of time with each other, swaying on some breeze none of them can feel from inside a sealed dock. A gentle, ongoing conversation of small, bright sounds, none of them urgent, none of them alike. And beneath that, the market itself, a low, warm murmur of voices, haggling without heat, laughing without hurry. Somewhere a pot being stirred, somewhere else a string instrument being tuned very slowly and never quite finished. Martha steps out first, satchel over one shoulder. Chandler follows, Ember tucked under one arm, unbothered, already half asleep against the warmth of him. They wander without a plan, which is the only way to properly see Callis. Stalls lean against each other, roofed in canvas and old sailcloth, lit from within by warm lamps that turn every fabric gold. An old woman sells dumplings from a cart that hasn't moved in decades, judging by the polish worn into its wheels. A boy no older than 10 reads fortunes from the static patterns on a broken view screen, utterly serious about it. Nobody rushes past any of it. Nobody rushes past anything here. Martha finds herself drawn, as she always is anywhere, to a stall of old paper. Charts and maps, water-stained and hand-annotated by travelers long gone, stacked in careful towers. Chandler finds himself drawn, as he always is anywhere, to smell. Perfumer's stall is easy to miss and impossible to forget once found. A small tent hung with hundreds of tiny bottles, each one catching the lantern light in a different color, chiming softly against each other whenever the canvas breathes. The perfumer herself is ancient and unhurried, her hands moving slow and certain over rows of bottles she clearly knows by heart, not by label. Looking for something, she says. It isn't a question. Always, says Chandler. She uncorks bottle after bottle for him, unhurried, setting each one beneath his nose like she's introducing old friends. The first is the sea. Not a wave, not a shore, but the particular cold breath of salt air off water no one has named. It is gray-green and endless, the color of something that has swallowed 1,000 ships and forgiven every one of them. Salt air, cold as a coin left out all winter, clinging to the collar of anyone foolish enough to love the water. The second is cedar smoke, and it burns amber and going dark orange behind his eyes, like the last coal in a fire built by hands that have shoulders and stopped needing to think. Somewhere underneath, the deep brown of old wood settled in content, warm through and through, the color of something that has found exactly the right way to spend an evening. The third catches him off guard. Rain landing on stone, still warm from a sun that set hours ago. The particular mineral sweetness that rises for just a few seconds and is gone. He smelled this exact thing exactly once before. On a doorstep he can no longer place. The fourth unfolds violet, deep and unhurried, a flower opening only for the dark, a garden the color of bruised plums and quiet stars, tended by hands he will never meet, blooming for no one and for everyone who happens, once, to walk by at the right hour. The fifth is stranger still. Old metal, ozone, the particular hum and static smell of a room full of machines that have run quietly for a very long time. It smells absurdly like being small and safe somewhere loud. He breathes each one in turn, unhurried, filing them away the way Martha files her charts. Not to keep, exactly, just to have known them once. And then, one small brown bottle, nothing special to look at, and the moment it opens, something in his chest goes very still. Rain, warm bread, the particular mineral cold of an old glass dome. Something underneath all of it that can only be described as home, though he couldn't have told you the ingredients if you asked. That one, he says, quieter than he meant to. The perfumer smiles like she already knew and wraps it without a word wasted. 2 stalls over, Martha has found her own small treasure. A star chart from a hand she doesn't recognize, at least 200 years old by the fading of the ink, marking routes that don't exist on any map made since. Someone, once, went somewhere slowly and wrote it all down so someone else could follow. She buys it without haggling, which the seller notices and appreciates, and tucks it into her satchel beside the others. One more voice added to her collection of people who loved the same quiet roads she does. Around them both, the chimes keep their soft, uneven conversation, and the market murmurs on, warm and unbothered, exactly as it has for longer than anyone selling here can quite remember. Ember, still draped over Chandler's arm, sniffs once at the little brown bottle with mild, sleepy interest, decides it is not food and goes back to dozing. They leave Callis the way they arrived, without hurry, without a straight line, stopping once more so Chandler can buy something wrapped in paper that turns out, later, to be candied ginger. neither of them remembers ordering. The chimes follow them almost all the way back to the ship, fading by degrees, one small bright sound, dropping away at a time until only one or two remain, and then none. Back aboard the lantern, Chandler unwraps the little brown bottle with more care than the moment probably requires and sets it on the shelf beside the others. Not with them exactly, slightly apart. Martha unrolls her new chart across the table, tracing its 200-year-old routes with one careful finger, already half planning a slow season to follow them someday. Ember, deposited gently on his blanket by the engine, is asleep again before either of them finishes putting anything away. Chandler does his last round of the ship, a little slower than usual, the smell of rain and warm bread still faint on his sleeve. Good night, he tells the ship, same as always, at the bottom of the stairs. The hallway lights dim, one by one, on their own. Martha rolls her new chart carefully and sets it with the others. One more small treasure carried home. The engine hums its one low note. Far behind them now, 100 small lanterns keep swaying over a market that never once, in all its years, felt the need to hurry through a single evening. The lantern sails on, slow and certain, through the gentle dark. Somewhere behind her, small bright chimes still sway over lantern light. And a market murmurs softly on, unbothered by the hour. All is well aboard, all is well back home, all is well where you are. Sleep now, traveler.